all stuck at home, but we are working hard to bring you 2K TV. And I know I've been doing a lot of eating, a lot of watching TV.
Up next. DA. Oh, thanks, DA. Both these teams' doors relying tonight on the execution in their half-court game.
A little bit of a throwback, sort of an old-fashioned approach tonight. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of highlights. It is the NBA. We know there are great players on both sides of the ball, Kev, but how about this ability to execute under duress of a 24-second shot clock? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. They've got Favors. Griffin is out there with Rudy Gay. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Jazz, we've got Jordan. Marcus Smart is out there with Kemba Walker. Then there's Jeremy Grant, and it's George in at the small forward. Porzingis with the block. Griffin against Grant. Griffin passes to Gay. Now here's Porzingis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Griffin. He gets that one.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
First quarter, just over a minute played. George looking over the floor. Feet away. Offensive rebound. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
What about the intensity? Go ahead, Mr. Jordan. We see you working out there.
Gay outside at the elbow. Griffin. It's Covington on the wing. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's George. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. Covington with it. George picks him up. Good.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And the Utah fans known league-wide for their passion.
This is a very tough place to get a win on the road, Greg. You know that as well as anyone. You've got the elevation, second highest in the league, and as you mentioned, those fans are loud, proud, and passionate.
San Antonio leading by 7. Outside Griffin. And Grant sends it back.
Well, he's got to be a defensive stalwart, and Jeremy Grant using his size to send it back.
And Walker kicks to Jordan. Walker dishes to Jordan. George passes to Walker. Teardrop shot, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, that's a beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Griffin passes to Favors. Griffin down low, working on Walker. Griffin's shot is off. Outside, George. Jordan kicks to Smart. Back to Jordan. Pass to Walker. 6 to shoot. Fires for 3. Cans it from downtown. Walker's got 5 now.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Now here's Griffin. They double-team Griffin. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. 11 seconds left to play in the first. Walker taking his time here from past the arc. Doesn't go for him. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2000.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Utah, they've got Smart. Jeremy Grant is out there with Jordan. And there's Kemba Walker, and it's George in at the 3 spot. Utah trailing here. Pass to Jordan. And Walker kicks to George. Grant dishes to George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Doris, you can't say enough about the defense of Paul George. I mean, he is absolutely terrific on that end of the floor.
That is in addition to being an all-NBA level offensive performer. So you think about what Paul George brings on the defensive end. The on-ball defense is incredible. He knows when to help off on drives. This guy is easily one of the best defenders at his position, if not the best.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Griffin against Walker.
This is not the guy you want in your zip code when the ball is going up. DeAndre Jordan twice on the pipes.
And the pass to Walker. Nice ball movement by Utah. From 10 feet out, and it's in there. Walker's got the lead up to 2 now for the Jazz. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season. Favors finds Griffin. Pops it up for Favors. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now here's Smart. He just could not put it together in that loss to Chicago. Of course, the game is shifting towards skill and finesse, but there are those players who thrive in this league who are like bulldozers and force the issue inside.
Well, a guy like Blake Griffin, who is such a physically gifted basketball player, enters the league as one of the great dunkers, but has now added a three-point shot, still can play bully ball. But for me, the most ferocious at-the-rim scorer, and the guy who's probably most underrated aspect is his strength, is the Greek freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim. Good luck and good night.
I don't know how you do it, right? I mean, how do you defend them?
Impossible.
Indeed. George passes to Grant. Five on the clock. From deep, George. Porzingis with the rebound. San Antonio leading. Griffin looking around. 46 seconds left in the first half. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And here's Walker. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
Here's Griffin. Kemba Walker making his last shot. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Inside. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Griffin. Porzingis has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, he has such a great feel for what the defense is conceding, and Kristaps Porzingis makes a nice play on the inside.
George with the ball. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And a close. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was all about San Antonio as the game got going. They showed tremendous effort. And that'll...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've seen Kemba Walker really having a great game.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. They've got Griffin, Robert Covington out there with Favors, and there's Porzingis, and it's Gay in at the 2. Now here's Griffin. Pass to Favors. Tries it from 9. Shoots over Walker. And that one's good by Favors. Favors has got the first basket of the third quarter for the Spurs.
Well, how much do you enjoy watching Derek Favors do his thing? This guy is a super skilled big, fantastic at capitalizing on these opportunities.
Now here is George. And it's George finishing it off.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Boy, when you look at the numbers and the impact for Paul George, there is no question he's been in the MVP conversation. The outside shooting, the ability to attack the rim, and the force he is on the defensive end, just so impressive.
Now here's Walker following the miss by Porzingis. And Smart now atop the key. Outside Jordan. Here's George. And it's rebounded by Covington. And Doris with George, and his offense last season might have been his best effort yet.
Yeah, Kevin, he had to take on more responsibility on the offensive end, and you could tell he has shot more and more threes. He gives his team a much-needed outside threat. You loved everything Paul George is able to give you.
Here's Walker, and Griffin sends it back, and he recovers it.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Outside Griffin. Gay outside. Pass to Favors. And one of the best defensive big men in the league, Derek Favors.
You're right, Kevin, because he's got the body to play bully ball, but the lateral quickness to deal with smaller players. When this guy gets down in his stance, he can cover some ground defensively.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
It's great insight.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target. Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that, Greg. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
And when Gay is locked in, he's special. An efficient scorer who can effortlessly take over games.
The Jazz with another miss.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Passes it to Walker. And it's It's off the back rim. No good.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
To the inside. And Jordan sends it back.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
Well, 1 make in 6 attempts. I think it's fair to say he's had a rough start to this quarter.
The pass to Porzingis. Jordan with some nice D.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Spurs leading by 8. Kemba Walker is out there with Smart. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Jeremy Grant. And it's Jordan in at the center. That's the group right now for Utah. Now here's Griffin. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Griffin's got the lead up to 10 now for the Spurs.
And how about Griffin continuing to own the paint? A fantastic power forward with good touch from there.
Here's Smart. He kicks it to Walker. Bucket is good.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Spurs shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Gay scanning the floor. Spurs working now with a new shot clock. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Sacramento Kings. And then on Saturday, the Los Angeles Lakers will come into town.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
I got to tell you, Kev, I love watching Derek Favors play the game. I think this guy's reliable, and he still has a ton of upside.
From deep, Walker sinks the three-pointer.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
Now Griffin. Outside Favors. Here's Covington. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Jazz trail by 5. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
I think you want to see more of this from Derek Favors. You love to see him be aggressive and try to send shots back.
Now here's Griffin. Following the miss by Kemba Walker. Griffin finds Favors over Walker. A rebound by the Jazz. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, what phenomenal work deep inside the post. Smart willing and able to get himself to the line.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Griffin passes to Gay. Kicks to Favors. Outside Covington. Shot clock at 6. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Favors can't get it to go. And it's Smart with the ball for Utah. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. This is to Grant. Porzingis with the block. They retain possession. Outside, Walker. Over Gay. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Walker.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
And Greg, they found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
The Jazz on offense. They've got an 8-0 run. Smart against Gay. Outside, Smart. From deep, George gets the 3 to fall.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together, everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're down by 1. 43 seconds left in the fourth. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kemba Walker.
And he's grabbed this game with both hands and just never let it go. I mean, he scored a huge percentage of their points. He hadn't been the main guy for him. He's been the only guy for him.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. This is a close game, as you know, and he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move. Right now. Kevin?
Gay. Got it!
Got to admire the guts of Gay here. Not shying away from taking huge shots. Ice in his veins.
And the Jazz call time here. They trail by 1. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high percentage look, if that's at all possible.
Here's Walker. From deep three-point range. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.
Keep trying to sign me. They do not have the amount yet. See, I come from a place where them don't usually amount. Boarded up houses across from the sun.